What started as an idle conversation at the 2024 NG Owners Club Rally in Stratford-on-Avon turned into a 5-month thrash to try and turn the dream into reality. So let me elaborate a little so that you have some idea of the background involved in this creation. It's June 2024 and I am sitting with a few friends at the NG Rally where my NG TC V8 was on display. The weather is glorious and a few beers have already slipped down during a very relaxed gathering. Then the conversation turned to what ifs and what had not been tried with the glorious NG Mark over the last 40 years since it came to market. The stillborn NG Coupe was an early suggestion amongst the assembled throng, but then the idea of an NG pickup truck was thrown into the mix. Now this was new territory that had not been explored. For those of you not familiar with the NG range of kit cars, I'll give a quick recap of the model range and donor vehicles that were supplied by the ever-inventive mind of the Mark's creator, Nick Green, hence the NG company name. The first model was the TA, which used MGB sports car running gear with its trusty long-stroke 1800cc four-cylinder engine and bulletproof suspension that was easy to transplant into the very upright 1930s style roadster. They quickly gained a good reputation for excellent fiberglass mouldings and a straightforward build that led to a steady stream of orders from the New Forest factory on the south coast of the UK. Mick Green's fertile imagination was not one to stand still, so a new range of models was soon forthcoming which used a slightly different chassis and a newer, slightly less staid look that consisted of the TC, TD and TF, which gave either 2 or 4 seat bodywork and with flowing or cycle wings offered a very nostalgic or a slightly more hot rod look for the TC with its lovely boat tail bodywork. They were all NGB based, but it wasn't long before the lust for more power took centre stage and Nick managed to shoehorn the all aluminium Rover Buick 215 cubic inch V8 engine into the engine bay. V8s were still uncommon in the UK, unlike in the United States, so this innovation from a mainstream kit car manufacturer was a real game changer. Suddenly the very sedate and gentlemanly 1930s styled kit car was endowed with performance that would outrun an awful lot of supposed supercars of the day. Now let's come back to the 2024 rally and the conversation about possibilities that had not been explored for the NG range. I have already mentioned the pickup truck idea, but another light bulb moment flickered into life when someone mentioned the Mazda MX-5 engine and gearbox instead of the trusty but heavy MGB engine. The Lotus 7 replica market has been embracing the MX-5 as a natural successor for donor vehicle parts for many a year now, as they are plentiful, cheap and straightforward. A natural follow-on from the MGB, but with 40 years newer development of the mechanical parts. So the MX-5 engine and 5-speed gearbox would seem the ideal choice if you were designing the range of cars today. Unfortunately, the suspension setup of the Mazda was not quite so simple to integrate, as it was both wider and relied on strut type suspension, which is more difficult to hide under a 1930 style bonnet and wings. This was where the recipe started to take shape, and the bones of this latest brainstorming session began to get fleshed out. By using a stock NG chassis and its trusty MGB suspension, but fitting an MX-5 engine and gearbox, we could create something much more in keeping with modern design requirements, as well as having good fuel mileage and environmentally friendly emissions to boot. This conversation was the genesis, and the random thoughts now had a pathway that seemed sensible and had some point to it, although never be commercially worthwhile, as the kit car market was now almost extinct in the outer fringes where the original NG Mark had operated. But this project would prove an intriguing idea for a couple of retired old farts to pursue, and so we resolved to do it. A very low-key investigation after the show unearthed an unused NGTF chassis in Northampton that was available for the princely sum of £100, followed shortly afterwards by an advert for a complete set of MGB suspension and bits for another £200, which was only a 15-minute drive from my home. These were squirreled away in the lock-up until there was time to move things on a bit further. A few months later, just after Christmas 2024, somebody posted a free NGTA body on the Owners Club website that was available to the first person that could collect it. Perfect. So that was added to the pile of parts. My good mate Laurie Bush had been working as a driving instructor for the previous 5 years, was due to retire in early April 2025. I said it would be a loose end for the foreseeable future. He had been instrumental in helping me build the TCV8 and had previously owned a similar car back in the 1980s, so was well up for the challenge. If only we had known what a challenge it would be. It was decided that this would be a joint project, both financially and in effort expended, so at least we could keep each other motivated. At the end of January 2025, we cleared the decks in the workshop and began the hugely over-ambitious undertaking of trying to build an MX-5 engine NG pickup truck to be unveiled at the NG Owners Club Rally that same year. Please try and realise that this was not a kit car build as you know it, but the development and construction of a completely unique project with a hand-formed body, untried engine and transmission installation, one-off pickup bed, non-existent wings or fenders, and we had only 5 months to try to complete it. The early stages were quite quick, as the MGB suspension obviously fitted the chassis perfectly, but then the proportions of the project started to look more and more challenging. Trying to keep the TA body in its original location made the whole thing look a bit daft, as it was all bonnet and no pickup, so a radical rethink was in order. By moving the entire body tub forward 10 inches and changing the front suspension location without modifying the chassis, it was all looking a bit more promising, but we still needed to fit my 6'2" frame inside the cab, so space was always the biggest challenge. Eventually, we managed to get all the fundamental parts in a reasonable position, and construction of the pickup bed and main body frame could start. We settled on a steel box section body frame clad in 1.5mm aluminium sheet and a timber pickup bed supported on a steel skeleton to give us the required rigidity. At this point, it became very evident that we had created a huge amount of work in constructing new doors, bonnet panels, windows, a roof, all the supporting frames, as well as all the little details like getting a modern fuel-injected engine running without the original ECU and wiring. The next few months were spent full on working 5 or 6 days a week to try and meet the impending deadline, with many decisions being made on the fly at 9:30 a.m. and being constructed and fitted by 4:30, hoping it would all come together in the end and not look like a dog's dinner. Hopefully this photo show of pictures will explain a lot more than I have been able to tell here. Things like the dashboard and seat were all based on the simple decision of what have we got in stock, rather than months of considered thought on the finished look and how it might work. By late May, we had a more or less complete body and chassis with an engine and gearbox in place, but with a show date only 3 weeks away, we still had to paint the entire body, make and fit all the interior trim, fit all the windows, and try to get the engine running. No pressure then. On the Monday before the show, there was only one door in position, no glass fitted, no seat, and the thing had not moved under its own power yet. Despite all this, we just about managed to get the last coat of paint on the very heavily modified wings by Wednesday evening, finish up the bare minimum of wiring needed, get it running by Thursday evening, and ready to drive it onto the trailer by Friday morning to take it to the show for the weekend. I have been building kit cars and specials for a lot of years now, but nothing really compares to this one. The amount of effort needed to meet the deadline, even though it was not fully finished as none of the lights or gauges worked for the show, was overwhelming. Having said that, the sense of achievement was enormous, and the first pint of beer after we pulled into the showground on Friday afternoon was pure nectar. Even though the truck was not a pure NG, it was very well received. Most of the NG Owners Club members could understand the thought process and effort needed to bring this what-if idea from a mere conversation 12 months previously into a tangible reality at the next annual gathering. Laurie and I were honoured to have been awarded the Cheetham Cup for the most modified NG at the show, and oh boy did we celebrate that night. 5 months of bloody hard work, a vision and desire to create something as yet untried, and a determination to try and meet a seemingly stupid deadline all paid off. There is so much more to this story in all the details of the build, but that will have to wait for another time when we have recovered from the epic ordeal and can relax over a pint or two. Cheers.